Hey everybody, welcome back to DeeDee Does It. Scout and I are here at the Mogote campground in the Conejos River. Take a look at that sweet river back there. You can't believe what a campsite we found. Look at this. You know, getting out by yourself and doing camping and even fishing or biking is hard. It's challenging and it's frustrating. And part of why I've got this channel is I'm working through all this and I want to help others realize there's a lot of fun to be had if you just persevere through what seem like big obstacles. Finding a campground, setting up your fishing pole, your rod and your reel and the right fly, being in the right place. It's kind of frustrating at times, but it's really rewarding when you have a wonderful day outdoors in nature and you did it yourself. And another thing I'm not good at is filming and using all these video tools to create the content on this channel. I hope you'll give me feedback and any suggestions on how I can do it better. I think it's a lot like some of these other hobbies and sports though, is you just have to spend the time and get frustrated and work your way through it. So like fishing, for example, I'm not that good, but I enjoy it. So I'm going to show you how we break out the fishing rod. We have to assemble all the parts, and then we have to pick out the right flies. So earlier this morning, I Googled the flies that would be recommended for the Conejos River, and then I had to Google each one of them to get a picture so I knew which one they were, because I might even have them in my fly box, but when I don't know what they look like, I can't find them. So thank goodness for the Starlink, and I could do some research. So I've got some Conejos river angler flies, and I'm going to put on some nymphs with an indicator and a stonefly at the top. That's a big old black one I'll show you, and a prince nymph at the bottom, and we'll see how those work. So now let's rig this rod. We're going to take the line and we're going to feed it through all the little eyelets. And typically, even though I'm really careful, each time I find I miss one of these eyelets. How could you miss it? It's right in front of you. Well, somehow I do. And when you miss an eyelet, the line doesn't throw well, and you can't reel it in well, and the whole thing's a bit of a mess. So this time we are going to be really focused on getting this line through the eyelets. So after that, we can put the flies on it. Almost there. This does take a while, and you have to be careful you don't knock the rod off, because a big ping on these carbon rods and it'll break. Okay, now we have this really hard to see skinny line where we're going to attach the fly to it. And this part's hard, particularly if you have old eyes. So we're going to have to use some magnifiers to help us out. And as I said, let's first put on that big fly. That's a nymph, so it's in the nymph box. And it's a stone fly, and it's big, heavy, and ugly. But it means that the fly will get down to the bottom of the river. So this is what this looks like. Can you see it's got a bead head? It's black and ugly, and it's gonna be the first fly, and then it's gonna have a lighter fly on the bottom. Okay, so let's pick out these flies. There's a lot to choose from in these little boxes. I'm gonna pick out this cool looking black stonefly that's got some green on it, and then that'll be at the very bottom, and then we're going to have what's called a prince nymph, and it also has a little green on it. I'm feeling like green seems like a good color today. So we're going to put this little guy on the top. So hang on, because it takes me forever to tie a fly on. I'm not going to put you through all that pain and agony. I'm going to just tie the fly on using the little hook at the top and the skinny line and my glasses. I'll let you know how it works out. And if you have any hacks for doing this quicker and easier, please share them. I do want to share an important practice though, and that is on these flies, they have barbs on the hooks. And before you fish, it's really good to tamp down the barbs, because then the hook is so much easier to get out of the fish's mouth and it doesn't hurt it. And that really is tough for me when a fish gets hurt because I was fly fishing and I didn't crimp down the barb. Okay, we finally got the second fly on. And you know, sometimes it is better to be by yourself, because when I go out with all my friends who are really good anglers, it takes me 10 minutes to apply one fly, and they do it in like 60 seconds. And of course they catch a lot more fish. So anyway, sometimes it's good to just have practice sessions and go out and learn by doing. Hopefully you'll do that too. Okay, now we're going to put the hooks on one of these eyes and prepare the rod for travel to our fishing spot. And that's something that's easier said than done. And of course, here I am all tangled up. I'm trying to get the line out of the rod so I can put it together. Okay, here we go. Now we wrap it around the little handle of our reel, and then we try not to get it stuck in our fingers when we put it on the hook here, and then we tighten it up a little bit, and hopefully that's good to go. We're gonna pack up our stuff, our pack, our water bottle, and we're gonna head for the fishing pool. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, back from fishing. And it was fishing, it was not catching. Today was sort of high on the challenge and frustration front. But I like to share that too, because part of empowering yourself is dealing with the frustration when learning a sport or a hobby, or even executing on something you think you already knew doesn't work like you thought. It's easy to get really frustrated. How do we manage this? Well, I will admit to doing a little swearing out there in the middle of the river. Nobody else was around. But the other ways that I manage that is frustration is a natural reaction, but I try to be grateful for the opportunity to spend the day standing in the middle of the river and looking for fish. Standing in nature is a wonderful opportunity, and pursuing a hobby that is a passion is not to be taken for granted. The other thing is that the challenges that are presented give me a real sense of accomplishment or satisfaction that I have overcome them, and I have not let the challenges ruin my day. So we slipped and fell. We were rained on for quite a bit. We lost our rig a couple of different times. And finally, I was cold and I had to come in for tea. But here we are. It's a beautiful sunny day out there on the river, and I can reflect on a wonderful day of being in nature. I hope you'll have a chance too.